Stage of his career, given his age and inactivity.
Yeah.
The question is, can Keith still compete at that level? When you think about the way Thurman might win the fight, I think he needs to land something fight-altering at some point.
That's right.
Like a big shot. Because what you said earlier, Mike, is true. Fundora has such a high work rate, plus he enjoys the height and the reach. It's difficult if the fight just kind of goes along. At some point, Keith is going to have to do something big in that fight. Seems to me.
With a different kind of confidence now. It's like his swag is different. When he's walking you down, it's like he's so confident in what he's doing. He's like dominating the opponent. It's a different swag he got when he's walking you down. And he's actually not getting hit flush because he's sliding with the punches. And even the shots that are landing, he's brushing them off. So he's gaining that confidence where he's willing to just go walk right down, walk you.
Belt holder Keith one-time Thurman returns to action for only the second time in the last 4 years. He's challenging Sebastian Fundora for Fundora's junior middleweight strap. Fundora is the ring's second.
An action fight, Max. You're talking about a guy in Fundora who's only in action fights, and Thurman, I think people forget, right? Because it's been a while since he's really been at the top. He's been inactive, but he's been in a ton of action fights too, whether it was Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and I think this is going to be a more competitive fight than a lot of people think.
Yeah, I mean, Keith Thurman's only ever been at the worst competitive with somebody.
Come on
right?
now.
It should be a good action fight, but does Keith have a chance to win?
It's a toss-up. I think he has the experience, he has the IQ, and he definitely has the punching power, you know, to keep Fundora honest. And I think with Fundora's volume of punches, he's going to leave holes in there for Keith to be able to throw those big shots in between. So, you know, I lean a little bit towards
Head of Sebastian Fundora, Keith Thurman, main event this Saturday. Good fight coming up. What's your first thoughts?
I think it's a great fight. Great fight for both fighters. You got a young guy who's trying to establish himself in the game. You got an older guy who's trying to come back and show that he's not done yet. So it's a perfect fight, perfect storm meeting at the perfect time. What happens, we don't know. That's what we're here to see. That's what we're here to see. Keith Thurman, to me, if he wins the fight, it has to be by knockout. Fundora can win it by boxing, outpointing, or he can win it by knockout.
face the guy that tall, man. Fundora's 6'5".
No one's faced a guy that tall in that division.
It's difficult because now you're not throwing straight shots. You got to throw up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So all your shots, the angles of your shots it's not natural to be punching high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that could affect Thurman's, even his punching power.
Would this be the best win for either guy in their career?
For Thurman, I'd say no, because Thurman already beat Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, which I think were really quality wins. Although he wasn't an underdog in those fights, so you might say yes, I guess. In that
This would be, but I would say Fundora is right there with those guys.
I think at this
Keith Thurman has to knock out Sebastian Fundora to win this fight. That's not my opinion, that's Roy Jones Jr. Breaking down the harsh reality of what might be the most stylistically fascinating matchup in boxing right now. And when you look at the physical advantages Fundora brings into this ring, when you see how his freakish height and reach have been dismantling opponents, Jones might be absolutely right. This isn't just another welterweight clash. This is a tactical chess match where one fighter has to solve an almost impossible puzzle, and the other just has to do what he's been doing his entire career.
Your game. I mean, he helped Bala to win that fight against Fundora. Do you feel like that is going to be your secret weapon?
You know, it's having the proper sparring and preparation. It's amazing. You know, I'm very grateful for what he brought to the table. I worked with him last year, and I'm just so grateful that we were able to bring him back in. And it's just great. You know, I think he moves a little bit more than Sebastian Fundora. I think stylistically, my sparring partners were a little bit different. But they gave me that look that I'm not going to be in foreign territory, man. This reach is an obstacle. But I was fighting Mike from the outside. I had to do lots of tricky stuff. And he saw me try to do the same tricks over and over and over again to where, you know, sometimes he could kind of get used to the plays that I was trying to make because I kept making the same plays, right? It's like a football game. They just keep running the same plays, right? But Sebastian Fundora, he hasn't seen this play. It's going to be a brand new play that I've been meditating on, preparating on, and, you know, using Mike for it. So, you know, we get this victory.
Here's what makes this fight absolutely wild. Sebastian Fundora stands at 66 in the super welterweight division. Let that sink in for a second. Most heavyweights aren't 66. This guy is fighting at 154 pounds with a frame of a light heavyweight, and he's learned exactly how to use every inch of that reach. Max Kellerman broke down the challenge perfectly when he explained that Fundora can control distance with his jab, force opponents to punch upward at awkward angles, and maintain pressure from range. It's like trying to fight someone standing on a ladder. And here's the kicker: Fundora has gotten significantly better since his fight with Tim Tishayu. He's not just tall anymore. He's learned to use that distance and his jab like a weapon.
About Fundora too, it's super interesting to me, is I look at the Zoo fight and talk about a fork in the road for both guys. The first fight, Zoo was putting it on him.
Yes, he was.
He was on his way. It looked like, you can't tell for sure because Fundora's got a lot of heart, to a sensational win, right? He was too much.
Yeah.
Then the cut happens.
Come on now.
He winds up losing, and then and he's not been the same since. But that's not just that it hurt Zoo. It seemed to help Fundora.
Confidence.
Since then,
Yeah.
Fundora has been a better fighter.
That was the best fights for Fundora because he grew and he learned how to use his distance. Because in the rematch, he didn't play the inside fight with Zoo.
But wait, it gets even more complicated for Thurman. Roy Jones Jr. didn't just say Thurman needs a knockout because it would be nice. He said it because a decision simply isn't realistic given Fundora's style and size advantages. Think about what that means. Thurman, a veteran boxer known for his ring IQ and tactical approach, has to abandon his usual game plan and hunt for a finish against a guy who's almost impossible to reach consistently. Jones emphasized that Fundora has multiple paths to victory. He can win by controlling range, by volume punching, or by breaking Thurman down over 12 rounds. Meanwhile, Thurman's path is narrow. Get inside, land something big, and hope it's enough to put Fundora away.
There was a point, I think about a year ago, I knew that he could beat Fundora. And after seeing Fundora over this last year and a half, I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know if anybody can beat Fundora at 54. You know, I do know that Keith is special, and he's got this special combination. It's really hard to contend with. I'm gonna pick Keith to win this one.
If he wins, is he a Hall of Famer?
Keith? I don't know. I think there's been a lot of holes in his career. I hate talking Hall of Fame. I get a lot of people saying that I'm a Hall of Famer. I've been put now in 2 Hall of Fame. I'm grateful, but I don't know, man.
Now here's where it gets interesting. Keith Thurman knows exactly what he's walking into, and his preparation has been absolutely meticulous. He's been sparring with partners specifically chosen to replicate Fundora's length and style. Thurman acknowledged that Fundora might be the biggest and tallest opponent he's ever faced, but he's not panicking. And there's a reason why fighters like Sean Porter and Tim Bradley are backing the veteran. Porter called Thurman a special fighter with elite experience and ring IQ, believing that if Fundora can't consistently catch him, Thurman's movement and timing will take over. That's the key phrase right there, if Fundora can't consistently catch him.
Was overshadowed at welterweight by 2 fighters who were a little bit,
Listen to this part, because this is where the fight gets won or lost. Malik Scott pointed out something crucial about Fundora's defense. Yes, he's got all these physical advantages, but he's not perfect defensively. He can get hit with big shots, especially the kinds of overhand punches that Thurman throws best. That's Thurman's window right there. Scott admitted he might lean toward Fundora because of youth and physical tools, but he also believes Thurman will test Fundora like few others have. And get this, Scott thinks Thurman could give Fundora the hardest fight of his career. That's not some casual prediction. That's coming from someone who understands the technical aspects of what makes this matchup so dangerous.
No ill feelings toward anybody. It's just, we're gonna go in there and punch each other in the face. What more can I say? You know, the people that piss you off, or you know, you really can't do that in the streets. Have someone talking to me, talking bad to me, and I am allowed to hit them for 12 rounds, 36 minutes. Everything I have, all the bad feelings or whatever the case is, they do right there and then.
That's interesting. The last fight called you a bad motherfucker. Do you feel like with Thurman talking all that smack, well, not smack about you, but just, you know, by him winning, do you feel like he's gonna have that same loud mouth and maybe call you out, saying you're actually a better fighter than you win on Saturday?
Absolutely. I sense respect from him. I don't know. He talks a lot, but I still sense the respect. I can see it. I can feel it. But, you know, that's all for Saturday to, you know, after the fight.
You talk about, you know, he's taking care of you and you being in a great position here, but so is he. Do you feel like you're a little bit breaking PBC's heart? Also, regardless of him liking you so much, because you are kind of, you know, like he said, maybe retiring one of their first chances.
No, it's just boxing. You know, boxing happens. The old goes out and the new comes in. I think we're the new fighter. You know, you hear boxing, you hear Fundora.
But here's what nobody's talking about enough. Sebastian Thurman has developed into something more than just a tall fighter with good reach. The mental and physical toughness he's shown is absolutely ridiculous. He thrives under pressure, stays composed in high-intensity situations, and has the kind of resilience that allows him to absorb punishment while staying focused on his game plan. It's not just about withstanding attacks, it's about maintaining focus, executing strategy, and adapting to whatever pace the fight demands. That soldier-like mentality means even if Thurman finds his moments, even if he lands some big shots, Fundora isn't going to crumble. He's going to keep coming, keep using that reach, keep making Thurman work for every inch.
Fundora don't mind that damn heat. He actually embraces it. Fundora's the type of fighter that come in with his mind already made up. I ain't going nowhere. I'm about to take your best, but can you take mine? He a soldier. He a soldier. Yeah. It's been a minute since he been knocked on his ass, I'm not gonna lie. Fundora's kind of coming to his own now. Walking around like a man now. Took off them damn Coke bottle glasses. Oh, yeah, he leveled up, got some contacts now. Oh, you don't think I see that?
And that brings us to the experience factor that has everyone split on this fight. Max Kellerman acknowledged something important about Thurman's career. He was somewhat overshadowed during his prime by elite welterweights like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. But aside from those two dominant figures, Thurman stood above the rest of the division. Tim Bradley has long admired Thurman for more than just his power, highlighting his savvy fighting style and ability to think ahead, time his punches, and counter intelligently. That high boxing IQ could be Thurman's biggest asset in solving Fundora's awkward style. The question is whether experience and ring smarts can overcome such a significant physical disadvantage.
You a good thinker, Keith. I ain't gonna lie. You got a high boxing IQ, bro. Oh, you got a high boxing IQ. So you gonna definitely make it real interesting. Oh, yeah, early on, ooh, you gonna make it interesting. Yeah, it might be even some scares. Ooh, Keith caught him with a nasty ass right hand. Damn. Sebastian Fundora ate that shit like Gumby. Oh, he back. Kung Fu Panda style. Boom. Right back. Like nothing. Yeah, Sebastian Fundora, man. Oh, he got a beard on him. God damn, he got a beard on him. Oh, speaking of that, I mean, the last time Keith was in the ring, he got a knockout about a year ago. But what was the last knockout before that? I mean, Keith, you look at his career, I think in the last 12 years, he 8-1.
Now listen to what Roy Jones Jr. said about the bigger picture here, because this is fascinating. He described this as the perfect clash between youth and experience, explaining that Fundora's height and pressure make him dangerous, but also create openings on the inside. Jones emphasized that Thurman must find smart ways to get inside and capitalize when those chances appear. But here's the thing, Jones also pointed out that this represents the classic challenge every veteran faces. Younger opponents are always coming, and the challenge is staying at the top while others try to rise. Thurman isn't defending a title, but he wants to show he still belongs among the elite. It's like proving he's king of the hill one more time.
I think the danger lies for Keith Thurman in a fight versus a young Sebastian Fundora who overwhelms opponents at times.
He's so tall and so hard to get to because of his height. But the good thing for Keith is that Sebastian does not mind fighting inside. So he'll give you chances. You got to take advantage of him before he gets you.
Is there something that you have to do to kind of lure a fighter like Sebastian Fundora, who does have the habit of fighting inside from time to time? Are there things or shots that you can do or throw to entice him to get inside and really start to mix it up?
All you gotta do is hit him hard, he'll fight. He likes being inside, he don't mind. Hit him hard, he'll fight you wherever you want to fight him. That's who he is.
And Keith Thurman has said that he's kind of looking for that a little bit, that he wants to throw punches and maybe try to open Sebastian up. Yesterday he told us all that Sebastian has the memory of being knocked out in his head. Roy talked to us about that, and does that truly ever go away?
It will never go away. It's there before it ever happens, but once it happens, it definitely don't go away. Yet, if you're a real fighter, you don't care nothing about it because you know that that's what you do. So I don't think that's gonna bother Sebastian. Like went ahead and went by and came right on back. because he don't care about he ain't gonna spend time.
Here's where the trash talk and mental warfare come into play. Sebastian Fundora has responded confidently to Keith Thurman's talk about using Brian Mendoza's knockout over him as inspiration or a blueprint for success. Fundora dismissed that completely, insisting Thurman hasn't faced the kind of challenge he represents. The champion says he expects the best version of Thurman, but he's ready for it. That confidence isn't just bravado, it's coming from a fighter who knows his physical advantages are real and significant. Fundora sees this bout as another test against an accomplished former title holder, but he believes his own skills and preparation give him the edge.
It's about Keith Thurman, where he is. You've been there. Young guys trying to knock you down after you've already been somebody that's established. Maybe not as established as you were in the game, but at this point in his career, Keith Thurman, somebody like you have a lyric that say, y'all coming up in the game, but the champ won't come down.
That's it.
Talk to us about the mentality of the champ that won't come down.
Well, when this champ that won't come down, it's like, you know they coming at you, but when you there to stay. You understand me? Thurman has been there and out, there and out, there and out. So Thurman more like wants to prove one more time that he can get there. You understand me? He ain't there, but he want to get back there. So it's a little bit different with my mindset, but he does want to get back there. And getting back there means that you got to destroy anything that comes up under you. So you got to go back and play King of the Hill again.
And as the King of the Hill, you got young guys that are destined to be kings of their own hill. Immovable object versus somebody that won't go away.
Right.
What happens when those two wheels collide? It's not just a minute.
But wait, there's something else that makes this fight absolutely crucial for both fighters. As we approach fight night, the anticipation is building for what could be a defining clash in the super welterweight division. For Fundora, this is about proving he belongs at the top of the sport and isn't just a physical freak who got lucky. For Thurman, this is about showing he can still compete with the best and adapt to challenges he's never faced before. Max Kellerman expects a highly entertaining and competitive matchup, giving Fundora a slight edge because of his relentless volume and pressure, but acknowledging that Thurman's experience and punching power keep this fight dangerous for both men.
Thurman rollback for years, will he defeat the towering Inferno?
We're going to see. Fundora's a man. I don't want to say he's a specimen because he's built very lean and skinny, but in his own right, he's a specimen. He's a lot to deal with concerning height, but he's a lot to deal with because also he's a bit vulnerable defensively. He gets hit, and I know to me, Keith's best punch is his shots that come over. And Fundora has get hit with shots like that. That's really probably the only shot he really get hit with. So it's just, it's a great fight. I'm happy that Keith got the fight. If I was a betting man, I would have to go with Fundora, but you know what I mean? I just would have to, even though we seen what Keith did to the kid, Brock in Australia, dealing with Fundora, his height, his power at the end, we're just gonna see how Keith deal with it. But I definitely think Keith is gonna do a lot better than most people think he's gonna do. He's gonna get Fundora.
So there you have it. This isn't just about height versus experience or youth versus veteran savvy. This is about two completely different approaches to the same goal, and only one can work on fight night. Fundora has the physical tools and improving technique to control this fight from the outside, while Thurman has the ring IQ and power to end it if he can solve the distance puzzle. Roy Jones Jr. might be right that Thurman needs a knockout to win, but if anyone has the experience and tactical knowledge to find that opening, it's a former world champion who's been in big fights before. Here's my question for you, drop it in the comments. Do you think Thurman's experience can overcome Fundora's physical advantages? Or is this the fight where the veteran finally meets a puzzle he can't solve?
Sebastian, what did you make of Keith Thurman using the Brian Mendoza fight, saying he has a cheat code to knock you out? What did you make of what he said up there about that?
I think there's no cheat code to this sport. You know, there's no cheat code. It's just you get hit, you stand there, you get hit, you didn't get knocked out. But that fight, you know, we all see it. It's like I got tired.
Tonight, man, they can expect great boxing, man. Not Jake Paul fighting, baby. This is real boxing, championship boxing, the best versus the best, man. I mean, you got David versus Goliath, man. You got Mighty Mouse versus a walking Mount Everest of a man, Sebastian Fundora, baby. I mean, it's just gonna be great boxing. There's gonna be some great fights underneath, but this main event